Okay, for those that are using Condor 2 in virtual reality, I have been able to get XCSoar and another application to run inside the cockpit while I am flying. There's limited control to XCSoar, but it allows you to make use of it uh, and fly with that information. So the way I accomplish it is I've got a stack of applications here that I use. Uh, Virtual uh, Serial Port Emulator, VSPE, is the first thing that I bring up. What that does is create the communications between Condor and XCSoar. So when you open that up, it'll want you to buy a license. It's not required. And when it comes up, I use COM2. So if COM2 is on the title, then it's ready to go. I shrink the application. If it's not, I select this item right here, and that will take me to a screen to set up COM2. So when that's all working, which it is, it's got a ready status. You shrink that, and it actually takes and removes it from the strip at the bottom, so you don't have to look at it. Next item I set up is anti-micro. And what anti-micro is a takes the game controller in TH pedals in my situation, and there are no changes to that. I use the Logitech Extreme 3D joystick, and I have it set up so that when you push the key up, or the toggle switch at the top, yeah, you have up, down, left, and right. I also have button number 1, which is the trigger, set as enter. And I have tried setting button 2, which is the side button on the top of the stick, to escape, but I've never been able to work. Make this happen is you select what you want, and then I'm sorry, it comes up with a keyboard, and you select the key that you want that motion or that key to do. Okay, I have set up Kotaku, and what that does is takes the landscape and the flight plan from Condor and makes it available to XCSoar. There's some innies you need to go through and to accomplish that, but it works. The other item is called Kotasa, and I'll go ahead and start that one up. What that does is it gives you an application that okay, and I'm going to utilize this box here when we get to it. What this application does is sets a speed warning for VNE, and it will tell you what your flaps are, give you an indication what the flap settings should be, and if you're carrying water, it puts a little graph on the side to show you the water content. So if you want to empty half your tank, you keep an eye on that and open it up. Okay, next we're going to open up XCSoar. So on my setup, I have 2 monitors, and sometimes it's easier to work on a monitor 2 than monitor 1 for setting up this video, so that's what I'm doing. So I have XCSoar set up, and what you want to do with XCSoar is make sure that you have all the settings done that you want to have while you're flying, because you can't get at them while you're flying. You can only get at them if you bring XCSoar up as active, and when you do that, Condor, you have no control over Condor. So if your glider's not set up perfectly in autopilot, you're likely to crash. So I can zoom in and out, and then I can page the pages that I have forward and backward. You can set up as many pages in XCSoar as you want with different information on each page. I am gradually learning what I want to do. I'm mostly doing this so that when I use XCSoar in real life, I'll have a better idea how to make use of it. So hope you find the same. Now with the COTASA, like I said before, that we're waiting for data. When Condor starts up, this will populate. At the bottom of the page is another part of COTASA. They're two separate windows, and you can set that up as a gyro or a compass or another number of other functions. I do not use this as of yet, but I do use the one up here. So what I want to show you is how to put these into your cockpit, and that's the status we're at now. So what we'll do is I will grab the XCSoar off of this screen, and I'll explain here in a sec how to do that. And I will place it down in approximately this area. And the reason I use this area is I've learned through experience that is usually inside my cockpit and in a decent location. Then I will take this data and I'll put it on the other side. So we'll give this a try. To select this, I would take my index finger and pull the trigger, and then take my grip finger, which is your middle finger or the one that we use to flip people off, and grip it. And once it's gripped, you can control this, and I'll demonstrate that now. So I pull the trigger and I grip it, and it pulls the window right off of the desktop. You can take that then using your thumb, and you can make it bigger or smaller, move it in and out, and you can move it however you want. So I take and put it to a size I'm comfortable with, and I place it right about there. Some reason once in a while this will go to my home page and come back. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Okay, once I have this positioned where I want, I take the top key or a button in the controller and I select that with that, and it'll bring up a menu, and it'll say it's XCSoar's the application. I want to take and click the pin button. And what that does is it pins this to this location relative to where I'm sitting, and I have the thing oriented. And it'll stay there if everything works right. So we'll take and move this other one. There I shot it with the index finger and then gripped it. And I can place it wherever I want and whatever size I want. So I'll place it just a little bit smaller, about there. Okay, and then you do the same thing with that. You select it with the top. It'll tell you this Condor task alarm or COTASA, and you want to pin that. Now, theoretically, these will stay there and for the duration of your flight. Okay, so we've got this all set up now in the cockpit, and I've got my stick working, pedals are working. I don't have them in front of me, but the flaps, I guess that's the brakes working, and Let's put the, okay, and you can see on the Kotasa on the right that the flaps, whoop, wrong one again. Flaps change as you move them up and down, and it tries to give you an idea where you should have them set. And they always seem to have maximum flap set for when you're on the ground. I don't know that I would take off with them quite that far down. We got control over the XCSoar, and with that, we could take off and fly. I'll also show you how there's a recenter, so you can reorient your glider. If you're looking off this way, it'll reorient the glider there, and you see that the items in the cockpit stay where they were relative to where you are. So you want to look straight ahead, put them back in the cockpit, and you are ready to fly. I hope this helps some of you guys out, and it's a whole lot easier to show this on video than it is to do a write-up on it. Of course, writing's not one of my fortes either. So with that, I'll close out this video. Thanks for watching.